this week's match?
I think it's important that we understand the position that we're in terms of the first leg and having a result, but at the same time, not being complacent, not assuming things, and go about our business in a professional manner.
Sorry, go ahead.
How do you think that the intimidation factor of playing at Mercedes-Benz is going to help this team this week?
Well, I think whenever we play at home, the atmosphere, the crowd's really good, and it's always, they're always behind us. So that's a huge plus for us. I think teams now, when they come here, they expect it, and they expect to play in front of probably the largest crowd for their season. So in that sense, we've got to make sure we give them something to cheer about in terms of our performance, in terms of the result. We want to make sure we've got 72,000 plus behind us for 90 plus minutes.
Has the attitude and the focus been the same or better than it was last week?
Yeah, it's been very good. Like I said, you can't go into the second leg assuming things and assuming that because we're winning 1-0, we scored an away goal. You can't assume that it's going to be an easy game because it's going to be anything but that. So, yeah, training's been good. Obviously today and tomorrow we'll fine-tune a few things and make sure that come Sunday we're ready to go.
Julian said that the team has been working on penalty kicks more in anticipation of that possibility. I was curious if you've been working on defending penalty kicks more and scouting reports and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, though, that's something from a goalkeeper standpoint, we'll probably look at a little bit today, tomorrow, leading up to Sunday. The problem with trying to recreate penalties is the atmosphere and being in the situation. It's 9 times out of 10, it's fairly easy to go out onto the training field and with no spectators, with no pressure from the outside. It's sometimes easy, right? It's when you get into those pressure-filled moments to then have to step up in front of 72,000 with everything riding on one spot kick. That's when it becomes a little bit more difficult in terms of channeling those emotions and channeling that pressure and obviously scoring. And so from a goalkeeper standpoint, you want to try and get into a good rhythm. And then, like I said, we'll probably look at a few things, but at the end of the day, it's about getting into that pressure-filled moment and trying to come off with a save or two.
And it's still just a guessing game when it comes down to it, right? For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. You essentially have a 50-50 chance, right, if they don't go down the middle. So, you hope you pick the right side.
You and Darlington were both selected for the national team, which obviously you'll be hoping you're still in the playoffs at that point. How difficult is that for a player to kind of manage going on national team duty in the middle of such important club games?
Maybe from the outside it looks difficult, but from the inside you've got to do it. It is what it is. It's all part of representing your country. It's part of playing at a high level, and so in terms of leaving, assuming things go well for us Sunday, to then leave and then come back and then only have a few days preparation for the next round, for the next tie. That's probably the hardest part. But in terms of the travel, in terms of going away and whatnot, it is what it is. You just kind of deal with it.
Torrent was quoted on MLS site as saying that
I knew you were going to ask me this.
Atlanta United's diving, or should Atlanta United dive? I was curious if you had a reaction to that.
No, I mean, listen. They're obviously frustrated, and from the first leg in terms of the result, I don't think anyone's ever stated that we're a team that dives throughout the year. So to see those comments, he's entitled to his opinion, of course, but we're not a team that goes out trying to look for fouls. I think we're a team that is, especially when we play at home, we're we're a fast-paced team that looks to get after the back line of the opposition. So I don't think we're ever looking for diving and looking for fouls and that sort of thing. So yeah, it is what it is.
Two more.
What surprised you guys about NYC last week, and what are you channeling amongst yourselves this week to prepare for that on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I don't, to a certain extent, you would probably think they weren't at their best, and so we know we're going to get their best come Sunday. It's going to be a different game, and we've got to make sure we're ready for that in terms of the battle, in terms of the fight, but also in terms of us trying to play and keep the ball a bit more than we probably did in New York. So that's going to be important. That will be a factor of come Sunday night, and so we've got to make sure that we apply ourselves in the same professional manner that we did there, but at the same time also try to play when we do have the ball.
Obviously, Torrent was trying to play mind games, I think, a little bit. What's the best mind game example that you've had in your experience?
I don't get into these mind games and whatnot. At the end of the day, it's about playing. It's about performing. Listen, people go about these in different ways and try to get a leg up and that sort of thing. For me and for us, we've got to make sure we just go about our business, and that's playing well, playing football. But at the same time, when the challenges are there to be won, we win our challenges, win our duels, and if the game, I don't want to say heated, but if the game is a physical matter, which we're expecting, then we've got to be up for it, and I think we will. We've showed in New York that we can compete against the best teams in big moments, and it's going to be important to do it again Sunday.